The last few days, Donald Trump visited many countries, and among them was UAE, United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, and Qatar. So, after all this, we saw many things on social media. Among them, the way they treated the American president in some occasions with carpets 5 kilometers away, with camels following the convoy, Teslas in front of the convoy, like it's a day to promote Teslas. We saw everyone from his campaign visiting with him these countries. Not all of them, but some of them. And he managed to secure for the next decade or so $1.2 trillion of investments for America. He managed to take 200 billion from United Arabs for AI agreement assignment. He also managed to take 600 billion from Saudis and even more money after that. In some occasions, they said in a period of a decade, the US will receive approximately $1.2 trillion to $1.6 trillion. We need to see beyond that. We see Donald Trump change his perspective for the Arabs, because in the past he said some things about terrorism and how they support it.
The nation of Qatar, unfortunately, has historically been a funder of terrorism at a very high level. And in the wake of that conference, nations came together and spoke to me about confronting Qatar over its behavior. So we had a decision to make. Do we take the easy road, or do we finally take a hard but necessary action? We have to stop the funding of terrorism. I decided, along with Secretary of State Rex Tillerson our great generals and military people. The time had come to call on Qatar to end its funding. They have to end that funding.
But now it takes a totally different turn. Now he says, you know what? Come with me, invest with me, and we will make money. But also, if he does that, when he does that, he says, stop the terrorist attacks to me and some of my friends, of course, and because I hold your own money. You gave me money to do something, and you need to be calm with me. That's what I receive. Also, it makes the Saudi Arabia to stay with the West, because Donald Trump doesn't want China, doesn't want to win over this part of the world, because the Saudis have so much money, so they basically don't know what to do with them anymore. And the only way is to invest in the future. Also, it takes the court to China, because now US has received money to build up. So what does it mean? It means that now with 1.6 trillion inside US, they have money to spend on AI, new technologies, because this is a game for the future. This is what they want. And of course, this doesn't mean that we didn't have a backlash. Trump's admin poised to accept a luxury jet, a 747, a jumbo from the royal family in Qatar. This was a gift. So basically, they will use it for the part when Donald Trump is president, and when he will be removed from the office after the 4 years, they will move it, transfer it to the Trump Presidential Library Foundation. And it was the first time that I watched many people from the right and from the left say the same thing, that this sounds like a bribery. It was the first time that I watched people from both sides in US claim the same thing. It's amazing what people can change how people from different sides can say the same things in some occasions. It was the first time that Ben Shapiro criticized Donald Trump. This is the first time I saw something like that happening. It took me by surprise, because in my opinion, I'm not a big fan of Donald Trump, but I do respect him. He knows the game, and from the things he achieved so far is something big, especially for the US. I don't know how this will end for him, especially with the jet, because people will remember that, and we will see how it will develop over the years. Of course, we don't know how it will end. It will take only time to see what it will happen. And we saw what Trump had to say about it. And he talked only about the lefts. He talked only about the Democrats. But we didn't see only the left. And something I wanted to take for Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro is a Jew. That means that he doesn't really respect the Saudis so much. This means something also. I don't know what it will happen, but I can't wait to see how this situation will develop over the next years.
Be better.